Okay, so this is Renee and Monica, and it is August 21st, 2025, and this is Monica's first galactic astrology reading. And I have a little, I did a presentation, of course, because I can't stop myself. I was, I was trying to be good and just put, a bunch of notes, right, and have a bunch of notes, but no, I had to put them in a PDF. But anyway, here it is. But I did not, do crazy images. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
that's a plus.
That's
That's a
good.
plus.
Yeah.
So, these are some of the things that I found, and this isn't. I wasn't really supposed to be looking for the archangel that's strongest in your chart, but I did. So, yeah, archangel, your Neptune is on Antares, which is the star of Archangel Uriel, and so if you want, um, right after I show you what I found and what we're going to cover, we can pray in Archangel Uriel if that sounds like something that you want to
Oh, yes, I would love that.
do. Okay, so we'll do that. We're going to look at your chart, then we're going to look at your stars. One of the things we're going to talk about is that your ascendant is opposite the Pleiades stars Alcyone and Pleione. Okay, so I knew something was up when you said you had 0 degrees Sagittarius ascendant.
Mm,
So sure enough, those are two really powerful stars, and we'll talk more about them. And
yeah.
then your Saturn is conjunct Sirius A, which Jupiter has been on. This is like the last day Jupiter's just really conjunct this star Sirius. So you have a connection with the Sirians and the Pleiades. So we'll talk more about how interesting that these are the two that you star being groups that you have because they have a
Mm,
lot in common. But the star is the cosmic points. So I'll explain what the cosmic points are. And your Neptune is conjunct not only Antares, Archangel Uriel's star, but also the Great Attractor, which is one of the cosmic points. So I'll explain all of that. The other cosmic points that's a star of your chart is the Shapley Attractor. And Uranus is conjunct the Shapley Attractor. And it is also opposite Sedna, which is um, that related to the other half of the great attractor, and I'll explain what all that is.
yeah.
Um, and then there's a star that Uranus is opposite called Marachi, and I find this star really helpful to help me ground because the Shapley attractor is so intense, and it can be overwhelming, but at the age you are at now, we can handle the intensity of the Shapley attractor because we've been through so much.
Okay.
So now, so this, may have been a problem earlier in life, but now it's part of what you came to work with.
Mm,
So, let's pray in Archangel Uriel. This is the card that I pulled from my favorite angel deck that is just light because these are beings of light. They're not like humans with wings, but they were depicted as such when they first came out. So I think we've grown a little bit. So Antares is one of the biggest suns. There's our little sun right there. It's this little dot you can't even see.
oh, wow.
There's there's Ceres, which is much bigger than the sun, and then there's Arcturus, and then there's Aldebaran, which is Archangel Michael's star, and then there's Betelgeuse, which people are thinking is going to go supernova pretty soon, and then there's Antares. So it's a big Archangel Uriel's portal is a big portal, and it's really powerful. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So we're gonna, and then with the card that I pulled, you can see it better in the slide is animal soul friends. So do you have connection with animals and working with animals at all?
No, I have never I connect with animals when I kind of when I'm with animals, but I have never worked with animals.
Okay, so this isn't something that you, okay, so this this is more like if you're looking at the the animals as equal to humans. Does
Mm.
that make sense? Does that resonate at all?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the animal soul friends. So not only do you feel that animals and humans, there's no like hierarchy with the animals and the humans, there's also really no hierarchy with the angels and humans, even though angels are different.
Mm.
The divine works through them. They're so they're not really divine source, and neither are humans, but humans have a spark of the divine, and the archangels are helping us through our life make sure nothing damages the spark of the divine that is within each one of us.
Mm.
So and then there's a lot of gods and goddesses and all kinds of things, and there's really no hierarchy there either because we're all part of the divine, and the difference between one person and the most asleep person here and the most awake person here is so minute that there's really no hierarchy, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah.
So that's part of, and then um this I think I wrote all this on a good day, but you can read it later. I'm going to send you a
Yeah.
copy of this PDF along with the recording.
Oh wow. Oh, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So let's pray in Archangel Uriel. Okay, Archangel Uriel, thank you for overseeing this reading. We know that you are a powerful archangel, and you can help us as we use our will as wisely as possible. You are with us. We can feel and connect with you than our solar plexus chakra. And we know that the choices that we make are our choices. Each one of us makes our own choices. And you are there once the choice is made to help us by bringing energy and synchronicity into the choices that we have made. Help me say those things that are going to be the most helpful to Monica. Help Monica hear those things that are the most necessary for her to hear now at this time, the things that are the next part of what she is working towards as she lives her beautiful soul-led life. Amen.
Amen.
So, Archangel Uriel is really about our power and helping us realize that the minute we realize, oh my gosh, I gave my power away in this situation, in that situation, to this person, to that person, Archangel Uriel is there to help us recognize that we can take it back
Mm.
and gives us the
Wow.
energy to do that in whatever way was going to work for us.
This is such a theme of my life.
Yeah. Okay.
Giving
So
my
then,
power
yeah,
away.
it's been a theme in my life too. My Saturn is on Antaurus, so I work with Archangel Uriel, learned how to work with Archangel Uriel, and one of the things
Mm.
is that one of the things I realized, I was at this big retreat circle, and realized that I had been giving my power away to pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
And as I looked at one thing, it was like there was like this presence, this movement, this life force was gave me this song. I gave my power away. I take it back. And every time I saw like a connection of times I gave my power away, and I would Archangel Uriel was helping me take it back so that I had my power, I had my choices, and that what I was here to give to other people, I couldn't even give anymore because I had let everybody drink out of my cup instead of
Mm.
drink out of my saucer.
Wow. Yeah.
So you'll find your own way into putting it all together and being able to really stand in your power,
Yeah.
stand in your choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
brought a lot of gifts with you. And so they all need to come back to you now.
oh, I'm so excited.
Okay. So there we are. So Archangel Uriel's with us. I feel this Archangel with us. Do you feel?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So here's your natal chart. And you know a lot about what's going on. So I'm just going to dive into what the things that I set out that I thought were important. So here is your Neptune at 11 degrees, and Taurus, I think when you were born was at like 9 or 10 degrees. So it's within a degree or so of Neptune in Sagittarius. So you
Okay.
were born, there's a whole generation of people that were born with um, Neptune in Sagittarius.
Mm.
And it's in your first house. And when we're younger, Neptune shows up as illusion or delusion about ourselves and who we are and what we're doing.
Mm.
My mom also has Neptune in her first house, but she was an actress, and a lot of actresses have Neptune in the first house. A lot of TV stars mostly. Um, Not your great actors, but your actors that worked all the time
Mm.
and had glamorous, TV careers and movie careers and whatever. So a lot of that was going on, especially in my mom's generation. But in your
Mm.
generation, with Neptune in Sagittarius, it's it's different. The illusion delusion ends up coming in a different way. There's like this fluctuation between, and this is just off the top of my head right now, a fluctuation between I'm not enough, I'm too much. I'm not enough, I'm too much. So there's this,
Mm.
this constant, there's a comparison, there's a constant shifting back and forth. I'm not enough, I'm too much. And neither one is true because none of us can compare ourselves to others, even though we all do it.
Mm.
So that's one of the things that we all do in our culture that just makes it really difficult, because if we don't feel we're worthy of the power that we have and the gifts that we're bringing, then it's really hard to land it.
Mm.
And there's also with Neptune, and Neptune is a big outer planet. So when you step out of the illusion delusion of comparison that we're all in, then you step into Neptune's more spiritual nature, because Neptune is the very powerful
Mm.
spiritual of the heart, the divine heart, is another way of describing Neptune. And so with this huge divine heart in your first house, it shows an enormous amount of compassion. And it's like you're being protected by Archangel Uriel because you have this heart full of compassion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure you already know that your ascendant at 1 degree Sagittarius is conjunct your North Node. And so that sends even more importance to everything that's happening in the first house, right?
Okay. I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because in North Node, one of the things when you're looking for your soul purpose or your life purpose is to look at the North Node where you're headed.
Mm.
And so because it's conjunct your ascendant, by the time you were 4, you were just really wise in the things that you were doing at, well, actually 3, at age 3, because there's only 3 degrees between your ascendant and the North Node. So as a very young child, you were already tapped in to the power of um, the sign of Sagittarius, which is wisdom.
Mm.
So it's adventure. There's a lot of adventure um, for Sagittarius, and part of the adventure is the adventures of ideas and the adventures of wisdom. In fact, so I wouldn't be surprised if you studied a lot of philosophies, a lot of thinkers, but never really found the one.
Yeah. And I have always been um, a big philosopher myself.
Yeah,
There's always been a lot of, oh, and then I have some epiphany.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
philosopher's right here. But a lot of times the philosophers are so in their head, but you've got this huge Neptune right here,
Yeah.
in the first house also. So it's also the divine heart. So this
Wow.
is Neptune. Yeah, so there's Neptune is also on one of the cosmic points, which I have a picture of. I'll explain it better in a minute. But you can see that Neptune's at 11 and the great attractor's at 13. And then the galactic center, you don't really have anything close to the galactic center. It's at 26 degrees, but it's all in your first house. All of this is
Mm.
happening in your first house. So these two are what make the Sagittarius so powerful, is the great attractor and the galactic center. So the galactic center is the center of the Milky Way galaxy,
Okay.
and the galactic center and the supergalactic center are like black holes, and we can release into those. Um, and black holes are not bad. They're actually stillness. They're the void. They're that space that is so quiet that when it's like you can just disappear um into a connection with the cosmos that has no words. And then you might even, emerge with an epiphany after some silence and some
Mm.
stillness. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so it's right here in your chart that you can do that. Not everybody can. Not everybody can get still enough to go into an epiphany or to emerge with words after a stillness like that.
I actually have a very this was about 10 years ago.
Hmm.
I was living back home in Sykkylven, and I was standing in my um, kitchen window,
Hmm.
just looking out at the mountains. And then I experienced that kind of stillness, and my energy field just started to expanding
Yeah.
out and out and out and outside of the house and towards the mountains. And then it suddenly just, it was like this rubber band just um, contracting, kind of
Hmm.
the energy field just moved back. And then I had this, like this epiphany, and it was like, oh my God, you can see the whole universe within me.
Yeah.
And of course, in everyone.
Yeah.
And the next day, I was in a friend's um, shop. She had an uh, interior decorating, yeah, just a shop with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And on the wall, she had gotten some new pictures. And it was a lady who had taken pictures with a macro lens. And she was out early in the morning, taking when the drops, the dew
Yeah.
is still on the leaves.
Yeah.
And she took pictures close to the leaves, and in every drop, you could see the hole, the big in the back. And it was like, it was the craziest synchronicity. It was the exact thing I had
Yeah.
experienced the day before.
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah. So that was kind of such a moment where it was
Yes.
just, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes. So that helped you. That's awesome that you got that physical image the next day, something really concrete to
Yeah.
really show you what it was that you actually experienced when you saw the mountains and then they came
Yeah.
back inside. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry, I just
Awesome.
had to share that little story.
Yeah, no, 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 that's important. Yeah, and so a lot of that is right here. And it'll make even more sense when we talk about the great attractor.
Mm,
So there's that. And then I want to show you there's where your Saturn is in Cancer, and there's Sirius, the star that is
yeah.
our spiritual sun, right next to your Saturn. So this it to me, these two so close together really make me wonder about how Saturn shows up for you, because Saturn shows up for a lot of people as no and limits, but I have this feeling that Saturn is showing up more as no, I have a responsibility. I have a big responsibility, and I'm not completely sure who it's to. But so Saturn, one of the aspects of Saturn is more a response, more I am responsible for. Is that making more sense than Saturn as
Yes.
limitation? Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So there's this connection. And so I pulled a star for, I mean, I pulled a card. So I'm going to show you the card that I pulled for the series, Sirius, and we'll think about your connection to that star is the lens that you're experiencing that star and that energy of that star
Mm.
is through Saturn and Saturn's aspect of responsibility. Okay, back to your ascendant in Sagittarius at 1 degrees. It's opposite the south node, which is like releasing. And the other thing it's opposite is the stars in the Pleiades, especially Alcyone and Pleione. And so those two are far are the far west stars. If you look, there's a lot of stars. There's actually
Yeah.
they called it the Seven Sisters, but there's actually more. We have better telescopes than when they called it the Seven Sisters. So there's actually a lot of Pleiades stars because the Pleiades are a new star cluster, and so they were like born together. The Pleiades stars were,
Mm.
and so you have. So I pulled a card and posted the Pleiades stars too. But because you have it on your ascendant, it's like, although you look in the sky, oh, those are my stars. And it feels more, instead of like a lot of times if the stars are conjunct, like these are conjunct, it's like Saturn and Ceres, they kind of work together and it's hard to separate them out. So it's harder. It's kind of like this is the water you're swimming in. It's
Mm.
easier to see that or to sense when you look in the sky that you have, oh, those are my stars because of that's opposite your ascendant. Because there's more space between, and there's more, oh, those are those stars. Oh, this is me. Those are those stars. And so when you have an opposition like that, it's not as it's you can see the Pleiades better. Um, but you forget that they're also, although you had an amazing experience that the cosmos was inside you. So yeah, the Pleiades stars are inside of you also. So
Wow.
yeah. So that's happening. Okay, now let's see. Is there anything before I'm going to talk about this? Is there anything else I want to talk about? If I talked about everything that's amazing in your chart, we'd never finish. So I'm just going to talk about this one right here, which is Uranus is right on same degree as the Shapley attractor in Scorpio, which I'm going to show you a picture of it to make it more sense. This is one of
Mm.
the cosmic points right here at 2 degrees Scorpio. And it is opposite Sedna, which is a trans-Neptunian dwarf planet beyond Neptune, and it's at 3 degrees. So this is a really close opposition. And Sedna takes 11,400 years to go orbit the sun one time. So it's been way out there, and we never saw it. Messier never saw it. All these other people with early telescopes in the 1700s never saw it. But Sedna, now that we have good telescopes, is really close to Earth now. And Sedna is considered our spiritual destiny. And there's this whole underwater becoming a goddess story that
Mm.
relates to Sedna, how she was being rescued by her father, and then there was a big storm, and the father realized it was Sedna's fault that there was a storm, and the whole boat was going to die if she kept clinging to the boat, to the little boat. So there's just this. Sedna had to go, so he kept cutting her hands off, and they became seals in the bottom of the ocean and other sea creatures. And then that experience transformed her into a goddess of the sea. And people in the Inuit culture would, if the village was not getting enough fish, the shaman would go down to Sedna and comb her hair for her because she didn't have hands, but she was a goddess.
Mm.
So that's the Sedna story, but Sedna is also a destiny story, and your Sedna just happens to be opposite the Shapley attractor, which I'm going to talk about. And it's conjunct this other part of the Shapley attractor. So this is the fact that you have Sedna here opposite the Shapley attractor helps this really huge, overwhelming gravitational pull to have an anchor, if that makes sense. So sadness
Mm.
at the bottom of the ocean, like one of the deepest core places at the bottom of the earth. And then we've got Uranus, which is divine mind. So you have a powerful divine heart, and then you have a powerful divine mind, both on powerful galactic cosmic points. So you're here for something, Monica.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is it kind of getting an idea? It's like, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I have always felt that. I'm here for something.
yes. Okay. And
What?
because you know that, but it's not clear, it's because this is happening in your 12th house.
Hmm.
So that's the more mystical house. That's
Yeah.
the more invisible house, and that's the more solitary house. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna contemplate, I'm gonna reflect very Sagittarian things. But also in the 12th house, there's mysticism, there's all kinds of there's more mundanes to things to talk about the 12th house, of being like alone, um or but I'm not seeing the more mundane meanings of the 12th house, like being imprisoned or being in a institution, or being or in solitude, or being in a monastery. So I'm not seeing any of those typical mundane aspects of the 12th house. What I'm seeing is that there's a mystical quality with this Uranus, which is unexpected change and divine mind. And with you, I'm feeling it more with divine mind. And I'm feeling it more with the more you meditate, the more you contemplate, the more you say, oh, this is that liminal space. This is that mysticism that Renee was talking about. All of that stuff that you feel with divine mind is not imagination. It is just as real as anything in 3D.
You know that when you say that, I almost want to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So what happens when you have this looks to me like the strongest, even though this Neptune's really strong, this to me looks like the strongest planet in your chart.
Hmm.
And when you have the strongest planet in your chart in the 12th house, it can be hard to navigate. So I pulled together as many resources as I could, um, about this, and ending with some descriptions of what happens when you have a cosmic point in your 12th house. So we'll see if any of that resonates,
Hmm.
or any of that helps give you focus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know the power of this Uranus. Um, when when I saw the date, when I saw your birth date, March, in 1975, I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder my heart just jumped up when you wanted a reading, even though I decided I wasn't going to give any more readings. Okay.
There was an internal yes in you.
That
Yes.
was, yeah, that was a big yes. And it was because I'm like, I think I was born in 1957 when Neptune was on 0 degrees of Scorpio on the Shapley attractor. It was 2 degrees off. Your Uranus is right on. When I was 18 in 1975 in March, Uranus, which I had natally in Leo, had made it in 18 years all the way to here.
Mm.
And during this time period with my natal Neptune and Uranus in the sky conjuncting my natal Uranus, I had this huge opening to love. And so what happened was Uranus sparked my Neptune and opened up the spirituality and opened up the love and opened up the cosmos. But I didn't understand anything because nobody around me understood anything. So I thought I was going insane. But I was in March of 1975. I was on a hitchhiking trip to Denver and I was channeling all kinds of cosmic stuff. And I kept wanting to write about this period of my life because it was so intense and important and I didn't understand what was happening. It's not like now you can just turn on a YouTube video and go, oh, I had a spiritual awakening. It just wasn't happening in 1975. So I'm looking at your chart, and that's when I downloaded a whole bunch of drawings and information. And for years, I looked at that stuff and I was just like, oh my God, this is my insanity journal that I kept. But I recently went through the insanity journal
Mm.
and I went, oh my God, these drawings are just galactic astrology. I did not understand.
Wow.
Nobody did. It didn't exist until
Yeah.
like 2020. So it's just like, oh my God.
Wow.
So yeah, so you were born um around the time that I had this big, huge opening and awakening.
Wow.
So do not underestimate the power of Neptune and Uranus
Mm.
because when divine heart and divine mind meet up, it's really, really powerful. And your Uranus would have met Neptune pretty when you were pretty young because it's not that many degrees apart.
Mm.
And so early in your childhood, do you feel like you had like a huge experience? You say it'd be like it's 10, 11, 12, like okay, maybe when you were like 12, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, and at that time, there was so much drama going on in my life.
Hmm.
And I think I have been so closed down.
Yeah,
Um, actually think that I have kind of always felt that I'm different and that there's something, but I have been so afraid of that being too much, being too, that I have just closed down. And I carry so little memory.
yeah,
Yeah, both my parents got divorced at that time.
yeah,
I lost a good friend of mine. Yeah, it was a very chaotic period of my life. So I'm not able to kind of share that story like that one I had in my kitchen. I
right.
can't remember something happening, um, but I started to ask a lot of questions around that
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Existential questions and about religion and that things didn't make sense to me.
yeah,
And I'm not sure what all of this I'm observing is. This doesn't make sense. Yeah.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
were really start seeing that the things that you were observing that people were doing was
Yeah.
not making sense. I mean, your parents'
No.
divorce
Yeah.
probably didn't make sense, but then there was probably a lot of other things that didn't make
Oh
sense.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You just started seeing the culture with more divine mind eyes
Yes.
than
Yeah.
you had been before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything that you want to ask a question about before we move on to the next slide?
No, I don't think so. I just already know that we will, if you're willing, we there will be another
Oh, yeah,
session.
another session. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is a list of your conjunct stars. I want to make sure that you had all of the stars down. This is not something we need to talk about right now, but this your Jupiter's on the star Shiat, which I have on my moon. It's one of the things that this star does is it helps us open our crown chakra.
Ah,
So because you have that, so when you had your expansive experience,
yeah.
part of what Jupiter is the one that is expanding. There was probably something in the sky that triggered Jupiter to expand. And when Jupiter expanded during that, there was an opening in your crown chakra too, just based on what I'm seeing right here. So I don't
Wow.
know when we can, if we look at another session, we can look at when Uranus conjuncted your Neptune. We can look at when exactly you had that experience at your kitchen window. We can look at
Mm.
any other times in your life and we can go back and say, oh, this is what triggered that. This is if that's something that you want to do. If you don't, if that's not something you want to do, then we don't have to do it. It's just there's things here. This is Saturn on Sirius A. This is Uranus with the Shapley attractor. This is also Alpha Centauri. There's a lot of mythical, they call them mythical beasts, but it's just that we can't see them anymore. And that's from
Mm.
your ascendant. So if you connect to unicorns or dragons or anything like that, you can blame Alpha Centauri for that.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
okay, and then this is Neptune and Great Attractor and Antares right next to that. So these are only the conjunct stars. I also wrote down some. Chiron is opposite Arcturus, which is an important. Where's Chiron? Where's your Chiron? Yeah,
It's
here's
in,
Chiron.
yeah.
So it's conjunct Venus, which is conjunct the star Tau Ceti, but Chiron is opposite the star Arcturus, which there's very powerful emotionally healing beings. I mean, they're spirit. They've never incarnated into a physical body. They've always been in
Mm.
spirit. And so in that sense, they're a lot like angels. And they have this a very similar frequency. And so Chiron is there's just this sense with it next to Chiron is looking at your wound. And then how do you heal that woundedness within you? And you've got the beings right there supporting you from Antares.
Mm.
So um that's all. That's where is so there's all these Chiron return things and there's all this Chiron, the wound in Aries is that you try to do something really creative and you initiate something and you go for it. And then the people around you are like, what in the heck are you doing? And so there's like this woundedness over what you're creating because people are saying, oh, that's really strange that you did that. And it's not with a Chiron in Aries where you just initiate creative stuff in the fifth house. with a Uranus on the Shapley attractor, you're going to create things that people don't understand yet
Yeah.
because Uranus, strong Uranus is ahead of its time. So the part of that's part of what the Chiron wound is that people, when you're ahead of your time and people are saying, no, Monica, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the Chiron wound. And so healing the Chiron wound, yeah, that kind of thing that people say can close us down.
Yeah.
So it's quite possible that you got closed down when you were questioning all of the things that you were, right after your parents' divorce or during it or whatever. And then there is a healing that can happen for you with the Arcturian beings right across from your Chiron. So they can be support for you. If you want to open the door that of remembrance, I mean, it makes total sense that you forgot a lot of what you went through at this time. It makes total sense. It's self-preservation.
Yeah.
But if you want to go through a remembering process with that, the Arcturian beings are there to help you.
Amazing. I really want to open up again and remember. And I have been misunderstood my whole life.
Yes.
I have always spoken in both the way I speak and what I say is, yeah, people don't understand.
And it's the Uranus on Shapley attractor is
Mm.
the reason. Yeah, most people don't have a planet on the Shapley attractor. They just don't. And yours is just right on. And it's Uranus, one of the outer planets. And it's in the 12th house. So it's hard for you to explain because it's in the 12th house. And it's hard for people to understand because they don't have any connection to this powerful point and they don't even know it exists. They don't have any planets on it.
It's kind of, it helps just to have an explanation
Yeah.
for why.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, okay, I will have stuff to share that will not everybody will
No, not
be
everybody
able to
will.
receive it, or
Yeah, they have,
I don't have to doubt it. I
yes,
don't have to doubt what
right.
I am
You don't have
experiencing.
to doubt it. Your experiences. Yeah, and it can be overwhelming. It was probably really overwhelming for you, at the time because you were so young.
Yeah,
And so it's an overwhelming energy that you can make use of now and trust now and know that the insights from it are real and true. And you're just gonna not cast pearls before swine. Just make sure that you're talking to people that really are tuned into a powerful force.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not living ordinary lives and they're not afraid to. Yeah. So that's, yeah. I mean, so this, anyway, okay. So this is just important. And it's important for you to know that you've got this support.
Hmm. Yeah. And can I just say something? The
Yeah,
guy I'm renting with now, he is Persian, but his family, his parents and his siblings had to evacuate and run from Iran when he was about 14, and he has lived in England and he has been traveling. He's been to 120 countries, and
wow.
we just started talking in March, and he has been traveling a lot, so we haven't had the chance to talk that much. But he said to me on Saturday that Monica, you are very unusual. I have met a lot of people, and maybe if you go to Barcelona or something, but here in Norway, no, I have never met anyone like you. The way you speak, the wisdom you share, yeah. And he is actually willing to, he loves to listen when I share my thoughts. So,
Beautiful.
so
Okay.
I have found one.
Found one. Yay.
Found one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like he's had a really intense life.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like and he's still okay, right? He's
Yeah.
still alive and he's still, so he could be just a really strong soul here for a really strong purpose. Just him surviving on this planet is good energy for
Yeah.
this transformation that we're going through right now.
Mm. Yeah.
So good. Yay. Okay, anything before we leave this slide?
No.
We're good. Okay, so this is just all the Pleiades cards. I'm not going to belabor this, but I do want to tell you that the card number 42 came up, blind enthusiasm. So that's something that the Pleiadians had to work with. It's like it sounds like you've been trying for a long time to find people to understand you, and so just you have so much enthusiasm for what it is that you are trying to say, but your message is for your most important message is for the few,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And okay, so now the next one, I mean, but of course of course you want to express what you know, but it's just, you know, it takes someone special to
Yeah.
understand what you're talking about. Because if they have nothing to hang it on, no experience to hang it on, they're just not going to get it. And it's not
Mm.
their fault. It doesn't make them bad. It's just they don't have anything to hang it on.
Yeah.
Okay, and so here's the card that showed up. This is the card that showed up for the series, the one that's on your responsible. I am responsible for. So this is part of that connection with Saturn, calling our parts home. So
Mm.
just having a strong, you have I know from looking out your window and seeing the mountains and having everything come back inside of you, that that's part of calling, okay, you expand it out and then you called it's like everything got called back home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's important. And so because you can do that, you can help other people integrate all of their parts and help them bring their parts home.
Mm.
So that's one of the things in this reading that is like, okay, what did I come to Earth for? I think this is a little piece of where you can help people, and you're already doing it because you're doing readings for um, human design.
Mm.
One of the things people want when they get big readings like that tell them about themselves. It helps with spiritual integration when people are looking for sacred union, people are looking for spiritual integration, people are looking to for wholeness, people are looking for remembrance, those kinds of things.
Mm.
So that's one of the things, and one of the parts of you in your history that I feel like is needs to be called home is more of the remembrance of what what was happening for you energetically and spiritually at the time your parents divorced. So I feel like that's probably the final piece. There may be one more of calling yourself home to being able to remember all of the points in your life that are important to put together so that you can really see, oh yes, this is why I came to Earth. This is what I decided. This is what I planned.
Mm.
But you need a couple more than just, one of them is, looking out your window, but you need a couple more to put together, trusting yourself. You don't have to trust anybody else. You don't have to, but you have to trust yourself.
Yeah. Can I just on my Instagram, I have written in my bio, I am a revolutionary of the heart,
Yeah.
guiding soul-led humans from chaos to clarity and calm, creating safe spaces for radical self-trust and love.
Yeah. You're doing you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
You wouldn't have chosen this chart if that wasn't what you planned. Yep.
No. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. So you see, you know yourself. You do. You know yourself really well. You just have to trust and know that, yes, you are everything you said in that, and it's all in your chart.
Wow.
And Uranus is the revolutionary. And so you can help a lot of people because whatever they tell you, you're not going to be surprised.
No.
You're not going to be like, I don't know. I don't know what you just said.
You
Maybe
know what's typical
you have a
when
therapist? No, you don't have to. They don't have to go there with you. They can just share what they need to share.
yeah, yeah.
And okay, so here we're kind of looking at the cosmic points. Okay. So here's the Earth, and then here's the sun, and then the center of the Milky Way, the galactic center.
Mm,
I think it was 26 degrees Sagittarius when you were born, and now it's up to 27 by 2023 when I
mm,
started studying all this. And then super galactic center is 2 degrees in Libra. And so these two are both black holes and powerful gravitational pulls. And then we get to the great attractor, which is much, much bigger. So the galactic center is just our Milky Way, super galactic center, Milky Way and Andromeda and a bunch of other galaxies, 32 other galaxies are pulled to the super galactic center. So if you want to know where we're going, where Milky Way's going, we're going to the supergalactic center. After we meet up with the other big galaxy in this neighborhood that goes to the supergalactic center, and that's Andromeda. So
mm,
they're pretty much the same size, and they're yin yang galaxies. Milky Way is yang, and Andromeda is yin, and they're going to the galactic center. And then they meet up with the other 32 smaller galaxies and they get pulled gravitationally to the great attractor, which is where your Neptune is.
mm,
And then the galaxies that are pulled to the great attractor are pulled to an even bigger um, cosmic point called the Shapley attractor. This is the largest known a gravitational attractor in our neighborhood of the universe. And that's really all we know. We only know what's going on in our own neighborhood, and
yeah,
this is the big one. There's probably more of these, but we haven't seen them yet.
yeah.
This is big, and most people live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can kind of see that they're not going to have as much information as you do. Because
Mm,
one, you only know them, they only know the Milky Way.
yeah.
They don't know the 32 other galaxies. They don't know the hundreds and hundreds of trillions of stars. They don't, yeah, they don't know this huge gravitational pull is a consciousness that
Yeah.
sends information that's extremely difficult to decode. I know I've been trying to decode it for a while. So here we go. So the great attractor, another name for it is the Laniakea supercluster. So here's the Milky Way, little tiny Milky
Mhm.
Way, super galactic center, and then up to the great attractor. And you can see that it's kind of like a toric field coming
Yeah.
up and down. So we're just pulled. Milky Way, like other galaxies, are pulled into this. And then this is the kind of what's happening. And these are other clusters around this that have been identified. But there's just this great energy that's being pulled. And so, and I'm not surprised at all that you felt this huge expansion because you have this connection with Neptune to this kind of toric field.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, my husband his son on the great attractor. And so, and he is very much, it's very much like this. And when he explains his experience, he explains it kind of like this.
Mm,
Kind of, so it's kind of interesting. And
wow.
this is the one that is so nearby Archangel Uriel. So Neptune on Antares and the Great Attractor. Antares is the one related to the powerful Archangel Uriel. The Great Attractor is our ability to be inclusive, supportive, compassionate, understanding, that there are many paths that lead to Source. We are called to integrate all fractals of Source as one. Embody the I am that sees everything as part of Source. And I didn't put a reference there, but it's Julia Balaz, and I have references to her on other things. But this is from her course, the Galactic Astrology course. And
Mm,
so really, this also relates to the Calling All Our Hearts Home card that you had in series. And
yeah.
that it relates to your description of what you do. So there is a part of you that understand that knows that you have this that you've got this power because you already understand that there's many paths that lead to Source.
Mm,
And so all of this knowing the sense of oneness, there's probably a million ways that you can describe this to people, and unless they have something to hang this on, they're going to understand it intellectually, but that's about it.
yeah.
So here we go. So Neptune conjunct Antares and the great attractor. This is Sabian symbols. um In 1925, 100 years ago, Elsie Wheeler sat down with an astrologer who was looking for a spiritual medium, who she was, and he had index cards, 360 of them, for each degree of the zodiac. And he handed her a card. She didn't, that blank on the side that she, received, and she put it in her hands, and she went, and she would say, get an image and just, say what it was. So the image she got for any planets or points in Sagittarius between 11 and 12 degrees was flag that turns into an eagle that crows. What does that even mean? Well, other other astrologers saw what they were doing and took all of the images and decided that what this was crow was crowing about was announcing the new era. Humanity is on the verge of a huge transformation, and those who can feel this have a duty to announce it, announcing our willingness to evolve. So this kind of shows that you're a bit ahead of your time because you're feeling this. And I was thinking about one of the things that is changing from all the angel channels that I'm hearing is that the country of the United States is going to dissolve. I keep hearing that. So its flag is going to turn into an eagle that crows, if that makes sense. And so it's no longer, I personally think all the different states are going to go their own way because they're not being supported by the federal government anymore.
Mm,
That support for states and emergency services and all that is dissolving. So they're getting nothing. So it turns into an eagle that crows. And so there's like an announcing of a new time. It's like as the United States is dissolving, there is there's new that's going to be taking its place. And so there's going to be more enlightened consciousness. There's going to be more people that are going, wow, what just happened? And they're going to be looking for people that have shown up to the planet with enlightened consciousness. So you're going to have more people that suddenly understand what you're saying.
mm,
So the more people that are going, oh, I just had a spiritual awakening. Great, wonderful. You're at the baby steps. You're pretty soon. Let's see if you're going to understand some of this other stuff that I want to let you know about. But so there's going to be more people that understand the rest of this stuff that this angel channel that I follow is talking about. The angels are moving through her, and there is really angelic energy when she speaks. And
mm,
one of the things is that there's going to be a flash of light that affects everyone's consciousness, and people are going to look back on that period of time of the flash of light and 3 days after when everybody got really quiet. And that's the point where everything changed because we all changed. We all let go of our karma and started learning to to express and create and learn. Instead of learning through karma, we're learning through what's within us, being able to
mm,
come up and out and be expressed. And as more people are able to express what's within them, more people are going to understand what you're bringing. So you're really one of the people that's very important at this time, helping other people go, what just happened? Because they just experienced something you've been experiencing since you were 12.
mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I really need to up my game, really.
Okay.
I
Okay.
need I kind of, well, I have just started my Instagram a month ago, so
Okay.
but I haven't kind of I have just been posting. I haven't shown my face yet. I haven't spoken on video or kind of been official. Okay, here I am. I
Yep.
haven't done that yet, but I understand that that's coming.
That's coming. And so that's coming, and it's probably by the end of 2026. So in about a year, the flash of light is coming. And even though the angels don't really give dates, some astrologers are trying to figure this stuff out. And that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. And a lot of people that you've been talking to, they're like, Monica, I don't know what you're talking about, are going to come be calling you up, going, I remember me. And you're like, no. And they're like, well, you said this and this. to me once and I didn't understand it. And I think I'm getting it now and I want to talk about it. So you might have a lot of that.
Yes, okay. Prepare for phone calls and texts and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So here's the Shapley attractor, which your Uranus is conjunct. So here is our local group of galaxies. Here is the Great Attractor, and here is the Shapley attractor.
Mm.
So you can see that there is a much bigger pull, and that the local group motion is, this is what the local group motion is doing, our group of galaxies in our neighborhood. And so you see all of this red going in and coming back and going out, and these are other Heracleses and Perseus and Pisces. And so they're kind of showing different constellations to kind of give us an idea of where this Shapley attractor is in the sky. But the other half, because there's so much pull to this point, there is an equal and opposite reaction over here with the dipole repeller. And so
Mm.
there's this whole action. So this is your Shapley attractor at 2 degrees Scorpio with your Uranus. The dipole repeller is opposite this, and it's the huge void opposite the Shapley attractor, and your Sedna is right on it. So there's this whole understanding that you have as part of a spiritual destiny. This is what people have been doing when you've been talking to them about important stuff. They've been feeling this whoosh,
Mm.
because you have both, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is, because you can hold the both and, this is a polarity. The earth is trying to resolve all polarity and be in the both and. So you're holding two pieces of the polarity that are big. And the more you're able to see how that plays out in your life, the easier it's going to be for you as an ambassador. I'm just going to call you an ambassador, um, bringing and helping this transition that the earth is going through. The earth is going through a transition, and then the people on the earth are going through their own transition from within their
Mm.
own. But you're holding a huge piece because you're holding a polarity that's really, really pretty large. And if you can help people understand how to stay out of one side or the other and to be able to um come into a third thing. I mean, I'm seeing our local group, I'm seeing the Milky Way right there.
Mm.
There's also right in the center, there's your Neptune at the Great Attractor, which I feel that you are experiencing this Great Attractor energy that you have. A lot of people are attracted to you, and they're going to be even more attracted to you the more visible you become and the more you understand this polarity that you hold.
Mm.
And
Can if you are just if you should just kind of make a story that explains really how this could manifest in say, well, in my life.
okay,
Uh,
got it. Hit next
yeah.
slide.
Oh, okay.
This is all from my this is all taken off of the course by my mentor Julia Balaz, who created this whole galactic astrology thing. And so these are all things. And then we're going to go into your 12th house. We're going to go into the degrees and we're going to go into Shapley in your 12th house.
Mm,
This is her school, that's my affiliate link to her and blah, blah, blah. So these are all her interpretations. I saved the 12th house for last because that's how it's really going to come in for you.
mm,
Um, so here, Uranus, revolutionary ideas and approaches. That sounds exactly like what you described yourself as.
yeah.
Disrupting outdated structures. Yes,
Yes.
yes. The Shapley attractor in alignment, this is foremost, had to look up this word, reflects a life path of intellectual and spiritual profundity. Yeah, people don't even understand you. I would say that's true.
Yeah.
Um, Mars square Shapley attractor, because you also have your Mars. It's not just your Uranus conjunct, which is powerful enough, but then your Mars is square it, which makes it even more of a conflict for you to work with it.
Mm,
And which is making you shut down the things that were going on when you were 12.
yeah.
So we get to resolve this conflict with Mars. And there are struggles or frustrations that may test your determination. Learning to balance assertiveness and patience is crucial. And you were describing the last time we talked about this time somebody was yelling at you for 90 minutes. So I
Mm,
would say that this conflict, this Mars has been protecting you from full on understanding what's going on with Shapley attractor and Uranus. And now you've shown yourself to be powerful enough to balance
mm,
this power that you have because you were able to just, because people, not everybody's going to understand what it is that you're talking about, and they're, social people are so ridiculously courageous when they're on social media and nobody can see them and they're not using the right name. They can say all kinds of really
mm.
things. So you've totally passed this test.
Oh,
So you don't have to worry about
wonderful.
what these yahoos have to say about what you have to say. It doesn't matter anymore what they say.
No, no.
What matters is that you are trusting that the information that you are receiving is correct.
Yeah.
So
Just
wherever,
talk. I will just open the
sure.
curtain. Yeah.
Okay. So we're looking for where Shapley is in your chart. That becomes important because wherever it is, whatever life area, whatever house, that's your truest color.
Mm.
Okay, so you're a bit of a mystic.
Yeah.
And I would say you're a lot mystic. Um, where to be called your true soul essence, and also the opposite house of that. So the opposite of the 12th house is the 6th house, and the 6th house is what we do on a daily basis. And the 6th house is your sun is in the 6th house, being the spiritual destiny that you're half of what you're holding is there. So there's that. So you get to live your daily life, and you get to hold this mystical, powerful Shapley attractor at at the same time.
Mm.
And let's see. And then this explains a little bit about the dipolar um, repeller being the largest void in space that we know of, caused by Shapley's mighty traction, that natal planets around the early degrees of Taurus could manifest as an experience of void through them. So which is why you don't remember a whole lot about what you experienced when you were 12.
Mm.
So in your 12th house, it's like Scorpio, we're looking at Scorpio 3. There is a strong binding force within a community that is exemplified best by mutual endeavor, building a better future, working with others in our community. So one of the things that I'm getting from this angel channel is that we are building we are building a new earth, and how can we even do that? It's so messed up right now, but we all changed with this flash of light.
Mm.
And then we work together from within our own being, giving our unique gifts in the community and being able to work together just like they used to do back in the day, um, barn raisings and house raisings, and people, just take a weekend and go build their neighbor's house who just got married. So all of that. So, and then the aspect of feminine mysteries is part of this whole thing, and this whole feeling of belonging and working together for survival and what we're working towards. And it's the big thing is cooperation, and it's the women that are going to explain what cooperation is to everybody else because
Mm.
we do it. We have to. So that's what 0 degrees Scorpio is, and it's all about working together with people that like-minded people, and then recognizing that which is within them that they are giving, and you are set up to do that because human design. And so if you read somebody's chart, you go, oh, this is their gift. This is the unique thing they're bringing, right? And you tell them that. So you know who you have a big window on who's around you just by asking them what their birthday is.
Yeah.
And so this is the 12th house. This is the last slide. So when you're saying, wait a minute, how do I put all of this together in my life?
Yeah.
Here we go. You recognize and work with your divine self intuitively. Okay. You may feel guided to help others to connect to their divine selves, already doing it. You act as an anchor for cosmic light energy, and you can send it to the entire human collective in your meditations. This uplifts the collective subconscious into higher frequencies. Do you know you do that?
There is, I haven't done it much, but sometimes I just sit down and I do grid work
Yeah.
and I receive light and I send it out and oh, I have goosebumps. Oh goodness, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
do
would
this
do more
more.
of that.
Do what you just described that you're doing. Do it more.
Yeah,
And if it expands, and if you go, oh, I'm going to take it this direction. Oh, I'm going to do this now. If it expands and you take it in new directions, great. If not, just keep doing it. Just
yeah,
do it more often
yeah. I will. Definitely will.
because it could turn into something. Who knows? You might prefer to do the collective healing work in solitude of your sacred space. That's because it's in the 12th house. And so you were just telling me that you do this in your sacred space, so
Yeah,
by yourself, right?
yeah,
And you can find other people to do this work with, or you can just continue doing in your sacred space. It's in the 12th house. That's where we do solo stuff like this, and nobody has to know. But if you hear about somebody saying they do this, you go, oh my God, I do it too.
yeah.
And then, okay, next is Alpha and Omega, beginning and end. You have a strong awareness of cosmic cycles and our connection to source, to divine source energy, the source energy. So, would you say you have
Yeah,
awareness of cosmic cycles? Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, yeah. And okay, next, instead of learning from external sources, you gain wisdom and information from within your being by tapping to the cosmic mind. Well, yeah, because it's Uranus is the cosmic mind.
yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, I do that.
You may be guided to teach about dissolution of ego, limitations, and alignment with divine will. Do you do that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I have been doing on my Instagram for the last month.
So you just started doing the, oh, so now you do all of these things and you just started doing the last one.
Yeah.
And you got a galactic astrology reading saying, I don't know why you're asking what you're here on the earth to do, Monica, because you're already doing it all.
You know this? Wow. But it's kind of this has really given me uh really a boost to keep doing it and to embrace
Yeah,
all of my mysticism
yes,
and and the fact that I both have the divine mind and the divine heart. It's so oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like I'm really just able to go more full on into it.
yeah,
Yeah, my
yeah,
creation, whatever I will
yeah,
create. Yeah, wow.
yeah. Everything you've been experiencing, everything you've been doing is all part of the plan you set up before you got here.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Renee, this has been really wonderful. Uh, I will definitely watch this again and and really I want to dive deeper. I want to know more.
okay.
Uh, if you're up for it, if you're, I won't push you, but if you kind of feel, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fun to do, or yeah. Um, but I won't be able to book the session for a couple of weeks.
that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for because you because you have such an interesting chart to me, it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter that I feel like I'm retired, except for the readings I do for Monica.
oh, oh, thank you. That's wonderful. Oh, this is, you are such a gift. You are such a gift, Renee. Wow. I'm so honored uh that you're willing to do this. Really. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, and it really, all of this, it really helps ground me.
yeah,
Uh, kind
yeah,
of, yeah. And for me to even become more secure, is secure the word I'm after?
yeah.
Be
Just
confident and that I can kind of just be all of me and be in my awareness and mysticism and
yep,
yeah.
yeah. You can. You absolutely
Talk
can.
about what I'm here to talk about, express my ideas and
That's right.
all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, and not everybody's going to get it, and that's okay because
Yeah, and that's
people that
okay.
are going to get it are going to be, oh my God, you too? Oh my
Yeah.
God. The minute you're visible, you're going to find a whole bunch of people that are just like you.
Yeah. Oh, I have felt like an outcast my whole life and have not, I have felt so lonely because I haven't been able to kind of talk about the stuff I love to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. Now I have Daniel I can talk with, but he's traveling. He's leaving soon, so I will have to talk to him, talk his ears full,
Well,
while
good,
he's still here.
good, good.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Renee, from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're here. You're one of us. I'm talking about galactic astrologers now. You're one of us. We know that we're here for a reason. We know we volunteered to be here. We're here ushering people through this great transition.
yeah.
there's a bunch of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I gave you the link to Julia's group, and so if you want more information, any more information about that group, I can give that to you too.
Mm,
But
yeah.
there's a lot of really brilliant people, and we're all different. We all took Julia's teachings, basic teachings, and took them in different directions. So,
Yeah.
and there's Julia's mentor, Philip Sedgwick, who's an astronomer who's just who's just incredible. So, so there's a lot of people that would understand what you're talking about that I know.
Oh, yeah. It would be so awesome to connect with
Mhm.
other people who is the same
Yeah,
misfits when we look at
yeah,
the, well, seen from the
yeah,
ordinary
yeah,
point of.
yeah. And Julia Balaz is from the Scandinavian countries, but no, she's not. She's from the Baltics, actually, but she's got some Scandinavian genetics going on. She's living in Ireland right now because she didn't want to be too close to Putin and Russia and all that crap.
Mm, completely understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We really should have some kind of I need to make some money first so I can travel, but but we really should have some event where we could meet in real
Yeah,
life. Some
yeah.
retreat
That'd be
or
fun.
event, galactic.
Yeah, galactic astrology thing. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we can talk Julie into having one in Ireland. That would be pretty close to you, right?
Oh, yes, yes. That, yeah, that wouldn't be far to travel at all for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, my husband and I are going to be in Puebla in Mexico for about another year, and then we're probably going to go to. This is the plan. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the plan. Then we'll probably go to Spain for 2 years because if we're Mexican citizens with a Mexican passport, we can become citizens of Spain in 2 years. And I've always wanted to buy a house in France. So if I invite everybody for a retreat, I'm probably invite everybody to the south of France where to the Cave of Eggs where Mary Magdalene spent the final years of her life.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm
Okay.
coming. Oh, wow. I really need to just sit a little bit after we finish
Sure.
just to integrate and
Yes. Yes.
to
Oh, that's a
metabolize
lot. That's a lot.
what you have told me.
A lot of
Um,
integration and metabolization, but I think I mean, the takeaway is that you are already doing everything you came here to do.
yeah.
And so you can let yourself off the hook that you are here to do something and you are responsible and to bring it and blah, blah, blah. Well,
Mm,
yeah, and you're already doing it. So,
yeah. 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 That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah. Um, and when I book the next session,
yeah,
because you said, oh, there is so much stuff going on, I would really just want you to kind of, okay, Monica needs to, and you use your intuition and
like,
whatever, and
okay,
okay, I really think Monica should know this and this and this.
okay. This is what I would do. I would pull up in my astrology program the point where Uranus is conjunct your natal Neptune and look at the other planets that are in the chart and what they're doing when that conjunction happens
Mm.
and it's probably around the time then all you have to do is give me the date that your parents let you know they were getting a divorce and when they actually finished going through the whole thing.
Oh God, I don't think I
See
know
if
that.
that lines up.
Because it was kind of my father was he was kind of moving out and then he came back and I believe the first time he left because he was a truck driver so he was away for a week or two and then he came home and then he left again so we were used to him coming and leaving and coming and leaving
Right, right, right.
and but I think I was around 9 the first time. I just felt that there was something different. This
Okay.
I remember. And he was packing his bag, and I went in, he was in his bedroom, well, my parents' bedroom, and he was packing his bag. And I looked at him and I asked him, "What's going on? What's happening?" And he just and he had this kind of way of laughing like it was nothing
Yeah,
uh,
off.
special going on, but there was, yeah, I just knew that something was going on.
Yeah,
And he moved out that day, but he didn't tell us. My mom didn't tell us. No one talked about anything. So that was the first time. And then he was kind of coming back home and he moved away again. And when I was around 12,
yeah,
mm, he had left, and my mom just said, "No, you're not coming home again this time." So it was kind of a period there where things,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
So I don't have a date for
okay.
when this happened, but it was a
So just
period of,
so
yeah.
just when you were 9 and when you were 12. So from 9 to 12, which makes sense with the outer planets because they stay conjunct and they go retrograde and then they come back and then they go retro and then
Yeah.
they continue on. And so it sounds like Uranus came in and touched Neptune and then went retrograde and came back and then went direct again. And so it
Yeah.
passed. It sounds like the Uranus passed your Neptune 3 times is what it sounds like.
Mm.
And so each one of those points of the cycle is going to be important um for you to look
Yeah.
at. So I would pull up charts for each of those.
Mm. Yeah. That sounds, yeah. So,
And then if there's another, if you kind of get the idea of the month, I just need the month and the year that you were standing at your window and you had that big expansion.
yeah. I really think that was about, yeah, I think it was 9 or 10 years ago.
Okay,
And um, I have a feeling that it was autumn.
okay.
Um,
Okay, so
should have
I'm
written
just
it down.
I'm just gonna leave you then with next time you book, just say, remember you were going to look at the time period, um, when I was 9 to 12, and then you're going to look at this period 10 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And then if there's another one, another thing that you want us to look at in your chart as a big transition in your life, as a big change, oh, this moment changed everything kind of thing.
Mm.
Or like, wow, then we'll look at that too. So as many dots as we can connect of big experiences like the one looking at the mountains out of your window, the the more clarity you're going to have on your journey.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of like it's like my divorce, something
Yep. Oh
to,
yeah. Yeah, give me the date of the divorce, the
yeah,
date when you decided you were first talking about getting a divorce, and then when the divorce was final. So we'll look at that period.
yeah, yeah. Good. Mm. Ooh, this will be exciting. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Renee. You have no idea the clarity you have helped create in me, the peace, the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah,
Feel so much more grounded and kind
yeah,
of, yeah, so much more ready to continue my journey. And I will definitely start to meditate more,
yep,
and I will do more light work.
yep,
Yeah. Um,
yep.
wow. Awesome. And I really look forward to connecting to more to you and the group and yeah, to
Oh,
be
are you interested in becoming part of the Patreon group?
yeah, I think
Okay,
I already have.
okay, you already did? You joined tonight. They didn't send me an email that you joined. Okay, I will go look.
Let me see. I'm really sure that I did.
Okay, I'll check, and if you didn't join yet, I'll send you a link.
Renee Varnadore. Our
Okay,
next new moon ceremony in our free Patreon group is Monday, August 25th.
okay, you're in. You're good.
I'm
I'll see you Monday.
in.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wow. Well, Renee, thank you so much and take care. And I'll book a new session soon,
Okay.
probably in a couple of weeks. And
Okay.
yeah,
No, no worries, no rush. Just give me all those dates when you book.
yeah, yes,
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
And I asked my mom. I'm going down there next week to empty out my large storage, my last storage space. So I'll ask her about some dates. She'll remember that better than me.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Yes.
be helpful. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So take care of
Okay.
you and
You. Mwah.
speak again soon.
Yes.